What's going on? What's going on, people? Soul Toucha the Poet here. Trek through life poetry. Yo, came outside. It's a nice little day out here. Aberdeen Proving Grounds, Edgewood area. The water in the back. You know, just get a little change of scenery for this. You know, I'm about to dig into the crates a little bit. Don't know what I'm gonna read. I'm just gonna find something random. So. Yeah, bear with me while I find a little something to read. Okay, I'll read this one. But yo, if you ain't been on my channel lately, go ahead and check out my Martin Luther King poem that I posted on Monday. What day is Monday? Actually, January 16th, 2023. I dropped that piece. It was dope. I hope y'all go check it out. Again, that was something that I was supposed to do at my job, but you know, hey, erotic poetry on my YouTube channel, cut that short. But yeah, but you hear that water in the background? It's a train in the distance over there. But yeah, let's just check out this view out here. Look at that. It's a boat up over there. Weather's not too bad. But let me see. This poem that I'm going to read is called Loops. Don't remember when I wrote it, but yeah, I'm gonna just jump into this piece right here. Make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you happen to want to be on YouTube, or follow me on social media, Soul Toucha the Poet, on all my social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, what else? Whatever else is out there. Trek Through Poetry Podcast on whatever podcast platform that you subscribe to. If you're catching this on Spotify, you can catch the video version of this as well. So go ahead, support your boy, and let's get it cracking. But I'm going to read this poem right here. It's called Loops, and we'll get into it right now. You are the ghost in my heart, an apparition that eludes the solid grip from my emotions. I used to get torn apart over you, but your physical absence has torn a part from you that I'll never reach for, never crave or desire. I tired easily from trying to wrap my soul around an image of love that won't materialize into solid matter. As I began to scatter my emotions over a dead river like the tattered ashes of a candle wick that crumbles as the flame slowly melts away the wax that shields it. I despise lying awake at night, burning the midnight oil as if I were burning every vision of you from my mind. If you walking through my door, laying next to me, or even the slightest touch of a remiss so-called fantasy. Children don't play duck, duck, goose from hundreds of miles away, so why am I engaged in the same? While forcing myself to remind my hang-ups that I wouldn't have a concern for if I never looked to you for any pickups. Love should be effortless, but the more I thirst for hope coming over the horizon, I see your effort less. With an attention span that has the consistency of emphatically see. With an attention span that has the consistency, I emphatically see why your ghostly hands can't hold me. And they say communication is key. So I keep my ears open as you speak to me silently. The only words a ghost can utter are the howls of a cold wind blowing through an open window. So I hear nothing, see nothing, and feel the same with every passing day. Nothing. Excuse the pause, but the flag was coming down, so I had to stop. That piece right there, after reading it, I can tell you that is from a long distance relationship that I had many, many, many years ago. Don't recall what year, but long time ago. So yeah, long distance relationships are tricky. they are real tricky because there are elements of those relationships that you crave, you desire. There's also elements of those relationships that you cannot have geographically. You want that person's touch, you want that person's presence, you want that person to be available, and all that good stuff. But depending on how many miles separate the two of you, it's literally impossible. Especially if you live, like if you're on the East Coast, like let's just say you're on the northern part to the southern part, or you're on the East Coast and Midwest and West Coast, and all those different dynamics, they wreak havoc on the heart and the mind when it comes to long distance relationships. It's kind of hard to maintain something like that, especially when you need that touch from that person, that time, and all of that stuff. Yeah, nowadays we can video call, we can text, we can do all of those things, but at the end of the day, nothing beats being able to be with that person in person, physically, mentally, emotionally, and all that stuff. So, yeah, but long distance relationships, they'll never go anywhere. They never will. You cannot, you can't fight who you love or become involved with or anything like that, because it's matters of the heart that, you just can't defeat. It's like the internet. You can't defeat it. So take care and be aware in those situations that you engage in at a long distance, because again, at the end of the day, you love who you love, you bond with who you bond with, and you just have to put that work in, that energy to make it work. And hopefully in the course of that, you will come to a mutual space to where either you continue that long distance relationship, you make it work with one traveling or the other traveling, or you make it work in the sense of one or the other person moves depending on what their situation is individually. Sometimes it's harder for women because women have children, younger children that they're in school and this, that, and they don't uproot their children. Plus they have their little networks of support that they don't want to leave. And it's definitely hard to leave your support network for an unknown. But hopefully in those situations, your support network, your support system is strong, or you and that person have developed a support system to where, that person will never feel shuttered. For men and women, it's often based on what their career is. Some people may be in a career to where it's difficult for them to move like that. So that has to be taken into consideration. The other thing is, where are you going to go? That's another thing, because it's one person may live in a geographical area or a climate that's suitable to them. They might not want to move to a colder area. They may not want to move to a warmer area. It's all of those things that factor in. I know for myself, I wouldn't mind moving to a different area, but when I look at the geographical location of where I am and the salary that I make, it's ideal for me. I can get to a lot of places from where I'm at, but this may not be suitable for somebody else. I've been to other places to where relationships and stuff that I've been in long distance, and it's those areas, I may not like those areas. So, all of that has to be taken into consideration with these long distance relationships. But I think as long as communication is there and whatever you're building is solid, it can work, but some sacrifices have to be made. That goes without question. Sacrifices have to be made in those type of situations. So thank y'all for tuning in. Soul Touch of the Poet, Trek Through Poetry podcast. I told you where you could find me. Make sure if you're on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and stuff like that, like, subscribe, share, follow, all that good stuff. On YouTube, hit the bell notification. on the podcast, make sure you share it. Spotify, answer that question down there, or those questions, however many is down there. And I will check y'all out on the next one. Peace.